All right. Here we go, back again on the other side of the coin. All right, welcome back to the other side of the coin, ladies and gentlemen. We're back again with another live stream. The daily live streams continue. It's so good to see each and every one of you guys on a regular basis on this channel. Always here, always keeping me company, keeping yourself entertained as well, I hope. And once again, we've got a very, very interesting topic to talk about, just like every other time. I can see Worldwide Chels in the building. Good to see my man, Worldwide Chels. All right. Here we go, back again with the other side of the coin on a Friday morning, 10 a.m. Come on. Ladies and gentlemen, you shall see Worldwide Chels partner up with me on the watch along for tomorrow, the match against Brentford. So do look out for that. You'll see Worldwide Chels on this channel. And we'll do the watch along together. Hopefully, it will bring a new dynamism to the watch alongs as well, which is going to be quite interesting. And hopefully, Chelsea win as well. That's the most important part. So, yeah, good to see each and every one of you guys. As soon as you come through, ladies and gentlemen, smash the like button straight away without any hesitation. Absolutely smash the like button. Big up to Chelsea Till I Die. Big up to Ilias. Ilias, by the way, good point that you've brought up. This is exactly what I want to talk about as well. So I think it's going to be interesting, this particular topic. So hopefully you can stick around. TRX, good to see you. Eddie, wa alaikum assalam, my brother. Juma Mubarak to all my Muslim brothers out there. Vusi MCV, big up to you. Gregory Jones, big up to you as well. Pipita, and so many more that has just joined in. Big up to Tarek, big up to Marek, big up to Dexter. And to everyone that's joined in. Smash the like button. If you're here for the first time as well, subscribe. Let's get to that 30,000 subscribers mark as quickly as possible, ladies and gentlemen. So, as I said, if you've already seen the title of the particular topic today, which is Poch to have power like Pep Guardiola of Manchester City. A particular news that was popping about yesterday by Miguel Delaney. Let's have a quick look at the news first up, ladies and gentlemen. The news goes something like this. Chelsea's model, now that Pochettino will get final say on January deals, Pochettino identifies and tells staff the technical profile he needs. Winstanley, Stewart, Shields go out and come up with suitable names. Pochettino then chooses the players. This is coming from Miguel Delaney of The Independent. And Chelsea Dodger also picked out some extract from Miguel Delaney, which goes something like this. Chelsea's target now is to fill any remaining positional gaps or add depth to the team so as to maximize Pochettino's tactics. It is within that process that the Argentine will have a final say on any purchases after a collaborative process with the recruitment team, which includes co-sporting directors Paul Winstanley and Lawrence Stewart, and co-director of recruitment and talent Joe Shields. So look, we've been hearing in recent times that Pochettino is going to have more power. He's going to have more say, not just in transfer business, but overall in the club as well. You know, I suppose what he's going to do. By the way, I just saw this particular message from Eddie. I just need to bring that up. Brother Mees, I've learned we don't say Juma Mubarak. It's not something prophet. Fair enough, man. Peace be upon him. No problems. Thank you. I'm always learning. But yeah, coming back to the point. Poch, we've been hearing in recent times that he is going to get a lot more power. He's going to have a lot more say in many things, not just the transfer window, but a plethora of things that circulate around the club. Now we're hearing that we want to have a similar model to Manchester City, the like how Pep Guardiola has a lot of power in that particular football club. We want to adopt similar structure, similar system at Chelsea Football Club and give Pochettino as much as power needed. Now, look, I feel like at face value, it seems quite fine, quite good. Yeah, Pep Guardiola gets to run the show completely at Man City, and he's accountable for everything, and it's going well for him. You know, when the manager once gets his way and gets the right sort of personnel and does the right, makes the right decisions for XYZ scenarios. It's been working fine. And you'd think, if we adopt the same approach here at Chelsea Football Club, you'd think naturally it should work as well. It's proven, it's a proven formula, it's a proven logic. But I feel like comparing Pep Guardiola and Pochettino, this is where I want to ask you guys, ladies and gentlemen. Nearly 100 of you guys are live right now, and I want to take as many comments from you guys. Big up to Marcus, big up to Valan in the house. It's been a while, man. Good to see you, my man. JQ, Abdul Latif, Shubra, my brother, is in the house as well. In Life No Limits here as well. Himanshu in the house. Good to see so many of my regulars slowly coming back into the channel again as we start to ramp up after the international break. So I want to ask you guys, comparing what Pep does at Man City to Pochettino, I mean, I feel like Pep Guardiola his managerial levels are a different standard, man. It's totally in a different level. Pep Guardiola, he runs everything at Man City, but he's also got a very, very smart sporting director or technical director in the likes of Shiki, I think the ex Barcelona guy, Bergstein Shiki, I think that's what his name is. I could be absolutely butchering that particular name and the pronunciation. I'm pretty sure I have. But Pep Guardiola over there don't mess around. If he doesn't like a player, that player's gone. Like, you see what's going on with Calvin Phillips, for instance. They got in Calvin Phillips. It didn't work out, and now he's going to be on the outer. You saw in recent times Ferran Torres. You saw many other players. Like, they don't get sentimental over there. They really don't get sentimental. Gundogan, for instance. Gundogan, I personally felt he's still got a lot more solid years in him. And a player like Gundogan is a huge miss for Manchester City, I feel. But they're not sentimental over there. They're not emotional over there. They know exactly when to keep a player, when to let go of a player, when the player's expiration date is close. They know exactly when to get rid of that player. And they've done that very, very adequately. Now, to give all of that sort of power and entrust Poch to do that kind of stuff at Chelsea Football Club, I feel like, look, Pep has earned that power. You know what I mean? Like, Pep, before he even came to Manchester City, Pep Guardiola was already a supreme level manager. Like, he was immense. So you want to give that level of power to Pep Guardiola because you can see, Pep's history. You can see what he has done in his career. So you don't feel bad giving him that power because you know what type of manager you're going to get, what type of decision makings you're going to get. But to give that level of power to Pochettino, I don't know. I want to ask you guys, like, how comfortable do you feel? Do you want Pochettino to make a call on every single aspect of Chelsea Football Club? Who comes in, who goes out on loan? What happens if he makes a call on a particular player to bring him in and it doesn't work out? How is he going to be accountable? And what's Pochettino's track record like? Is he good when it comes to talent ID? He definitely is excellent when it comes to developing young players. We can already see what he's doing with Mudryk. Is Poch someone who is intelligent when it comes to in-game management? Can he make impacts in a game through substitutions? Tactically, how is Pochettino? Is he someone who comes across, who can evolve football? Like, for example, Pep Guardiola, like, this guy for me seems to be evolving football almost every single season. He wins Premier League titles with a striker. He wins Premier League titles without a striker. He wins Premier League titles, with a target man. Now he's playing at times two strikers. So it seems like he's always evolving. Does Pochettino come across a particular manager that is ever evolving, that will take Chelsea to those glory days? I don't know. I'm not completely. Look, I'm fully backing him. I'm backing him to do a job now. I'm backing him to reach us to European levels, to reach us back to Champions League. But I'm not really sure whether Pochettino can win us a Premier League title, and that is the end game, right? Can he win domestic titles. I'm not completely certain about that, and that's where I'm like, do we want to give all of these powers? Like, what if he makes an error in bringing in a particular player? Then what happens? But I think, look, there is going to be some level of collaboration. I definitely think there's going to be some level of collaboration. It's not all going to be. I think Pep has the final say. That seems to be the power. But there will be strong input from our directors of football in the likes of Winstanley, Lawrence Stewart, and Joe Shields. But let's see what you guys are saying right now. In Life No Limits, I get you, Miz. Let's be honest, Poch is still on trial. Not long ago, we questioned his selection, so I don't understand I do understand your apprehension. I'd say let's let him have a final say, but only with board. Now that's perfectly said, absolutely perfectly said, and I completely agree with that. Valan in the house, good to see you, my man. At the end of the day, what Miz is trying to say, he don't rate Poch like that. I agree as well, but nowadays you need managers to be the forefront of clubs like Arteta, Klopp, and Pep. And this is a very good point in regards to Arteta. Now, I don't think Arteta, when he first look, correct me if I'm wrong as well, but as I recall, when Arteta first came to the football club at Arsenal, I don't think he had a say in everything. But it's different situations as well to a certain degree. Like Arsenal, when Arteta came in, like they'd not won anything substantial for such a long time. They've not been in the Champions League for such a long time. So they needed to build up from ground level. Whereas Poch is coming in, it's not like we've not won anything. We literally won the Champions League not that long ago. And, Club World Cup, Super Cup, this, that, the other. We're always in the mix somehow of winning something. We've been in, FA Cup finals. We've been in League Cup finals under Thomas Tuchel. And I feel like our squad potentially was in a better place than what Arteta took that Arsenal Football Club. But even then, I don't think Arteta straight away had all the powers. I think eventually enough, as he started to, as the players started to buy into him, as the board started to buy into him, he slowly started to get power. And now, obviously, Arteta is the main man at Arsenal Football Club. You see what Arteta is doing with David Raya and Ramsdale, what Arteta did with Aubameyang, what Arteta did with Ozil, and so on and so forth, right? So you can see, I think a lot of the shots are being called by Arteta. But my point is, even Arteta, the power was given to him eventually. I don't think it was given to him from the get-go. I think some level of power should be given to Pochettino, but I just don't think everything should be just laid out and the football clubs, Chelsea's every decision should be resting on Pochettino's shoulders. I think he still needs to go through some hierarchical process to pass his decisions. I feel. I think at this stage it needs to be of a collaboration, and then eventually enough, if he wins enough matches, he gets us back to Europe, and we see a plethora of wins, I suppose, under his belt at Chelsea Football Club, and we can see that the project is going in the right direction long term, then perhaps we can start giving him more leeway. I don't think he should be given all the power like Pep Guardiola or Klopp right now. Shubra is saying right now it seems that Poch is the stopgap to build a solid foundation, and then Mr. X will be here to win us those major stuff. I mean, is that how you guys feel, ladies and gentlemen? Is this the bottom line? Do you feel, and I want to put up a poll. Maybe it's time to put up a poll. Let me put up a poll. Do you think Poch can win the Premier League with Chelsea during his managerial time? Do you think Poch can win the Premier League with Chelsea during his managerial time? Chelsea. Let's leave it at that. Do you think Poch can win the Premier League? Do you think Poch can win the Premier League title with Chelsea at any given time? At any given time, yeah, let's go with that. Doesn't necessarily have to be this season. Of course, this season we're not winning anything, but at any given time. All right, let's see what Gregory is saying. All right, I think Poch should have the final say with key signings. For example, if we go for a new forward next year, when it comes to the young talent, it should be the scouts and the board's decision. Yeah, I do agree. I do agree with when it comes to young talent. Yeah, but what would Poch know about young talent? Like, I'm pretty sure Poch doesn't go around and checks out all the young talents out there. So yeah, that I definitely understand that the scouts and the board should decide on that. Key signings. Now, look, for instance, I think the hottest debate at the moment that's going around at Chelsea Football Club is goalkeeper and a striker. I think these are the two positions that everyone's talking about, right? Well, we need a blockbuster striker, or we need a world-class goalkeeper. Now, who decides on that? Do you know what I mean? Like, is Poch the man that suggests? I think Pochettino suggested Dybala, right, last summer. I think he might have. There was rumors that he wanted Dybala. I'm not really sure whether there were other strikers that were being rumored that he wanted. He definitely didn't want Vlahovic, for instance. Vlahovic was offered. He definitely didn't want him. I don't know whether he wanted Lukaku, I'm not really sure. I know Lukaku definitely didn't want Chelsea, but there was talks throughout the summer, in the early parts of summer, there was talks that maybe he wanted to work things out with Lukaku. Lukaku, by the way, is killing it at Roma. The level of goals Lukaku's scoring, and he's scoring for fun over there right now. I don't know. Maybe Poch could have entertained to work with someone like Lukaku. It doesn't fit the profile. Lukaku doesn't really press, but at the moment at Roma, he's doing a madness. But we do know that Lukaku didn't want to be at Chelsea Football Club, and I think all of us in the fan base didn't want Lukaku either. I can see a lot of people saying Martinez. Lautaro Martinez, yeah, that's the one that I've been talking about. Lautaro Martinez is one he definitely wanted. Osimhen, I'm not really sure I don't think he went out there and actually asked for Osimhen. Goalkeeper is the same situation. Like, is Poch actually going out there and asking for some of these signings? I'm not really sure. But Lautaro Martinez definitely. And Lautaro Martinez is doing really good at Inter Milan at the moment. If a transfer decision doesn't work out, I don't care as long as we are getting results, just like City with Pep, as you said, with Ferran Torres, Calvin Phillips, etc. Yeah, no, that's true talk. The issue here is that you could financially get done. I think City will definitely get financially done for Calvin Phillips. They're not going to be able to recoup whatever they spent on Calvin Phillips. I'm not really sure how much they spent on Calvin Phillips, but they're definitely not going to get that back from Calvin Phillips. I think they broke even with Ferran Torres because it was early in the piece, and I think Barcelona were desperate for Ferran Torres, so they got lucky with that. I think that was the case. But Calvin Phillips, there is no way they're going to make the same level of money that they splashed out to get Phillips. So that there is that financial implication. Now, you may think that you may think, oh yeah, I did say Dybala, Paulo Dybala, and Lautaro Martinez. Yeah, those are the ones that he wanted. Now you're right. But yeah, coming back to this point, yeah, you don't care as long as we win. Of course, that makes sense. But from a financial standpoint, it doesn't, because Chelsea are not in a position to just make losses willy-nilly. When our owners are concentrating heavily on increasing revenue streams out there, they're not in the business of making any more losses. Not making into Champions League. If we don't make it into Champions League or some level of European football in next season, that's going to hit us heavily financially as well. And then if you add, players that don't work out, I don't think Chelsea are in that business to get transfer deals like incorrect. Do you know what I mean? To make losses out of transfer deals. All right, let's see what Pachacuti, the Great Warrior, is saying. Before we will win a title, we need to buy James from Bayern. Osimhen and Leon from Milan. Leao, you mean? Those three players is a must. James from Bayern. Who's James? Who's James from Bayern? Am I missing something? Who's James from Bayern? I don't even know any James from Bayern. I don't know. But Osimhen, Liao, yeah, a lot of people talking about Osimhen. I like him. Of course, he's a excellent striker. There's no doubt about that. But I don't know, man. I've just got PTSD with all these strikers, man. New strikers coming in and then potentially flopping at Chelsea Football Club. I rather just invest my time on Jamal Musiala, maybe. Yeah. Musiala, James. When did Jamal Musiala become James, man? But yeah, I just got PTSD with new strikers coming in, man. I rather invest my time on Jackson and Armando Brown and see where they go. Shubra, City's hit and miss ratio in terms of transfer is very high, so they can afford some bad transfers here and there. Yeah, and City, they've got, look, I don't know. There's a lot of charges that's been laid on them. Some of their sponsorships, are they fake? But I kid you not, like I've seen it firsthand when I was in the Middle East, when I was in Abu Dhabi, not that long ago for the Club World Cup. There's a lot of fans, Man City fans in the Middle East. So there's a lot of revenue. Like Man City are making a lot of revenue, and you can see that in their financial statements that come out every single season. They've got a big stadium. I know a lot of people will say it's never full, but it still packs out more revenue than our stadium at Stamford Bridge. They make a lot of money. Man City make a lot of money, so they could potentially afford to have one or two bad transfers here and there. And they win everything. They win every prize, that's available out there. Every, they won the treble last season. They would have won a lot of money, monetary, prizes out of that. So look, they can afford to do that. Us on the other side, we can't. And also in recent times, Manchester City, they've actually made some really shrewd businesses, by selling Gabriel Jesus for quite a lot of money. They sold Sterling to us for quite a lot of money. So, they've been making some good business through their transfers too. Raymond Lee, good to see you, my man. By the way, nearly 150 of you guys are live right now. Let's smash the like button to 100 straight away. Let's not hesitate, ladies and gentlemen. Get those likes up to 100. I would love to see it reach 100 before the live stream ends. We'll go for another probably 5 to 6 minutes. We'll take some more comments and we'll slowly wrap things up. But smash the like button, guys. Raymond Lee, hope you're doing good, Ms. Nice to hear we are resembling our recruitment process to Cities. Another thing I admire Pep and City is how fast they get rid of unwanted players. Now, yeah, it's true. You need to get rid of unwanted players ASAP. And I think this is another interesting point. Do you guys live chat? Let me know. Let me know in the live chat. I want to see some of your comments come through from you guys. Do you think we will go through another window of a lot of players leaving Chelsea? Do you think there is going to be another set of exodus? Chalobah seems to be surplus to requirements. Ian Martsen is someone who doesn't seem to fancy signing up a new contract as yet. We don't know what's going to happen with Thiago Silva down the track. What is the situation at left back? Cucurella, Levi Colwell, I'm hearing some news. Levi Colwell is potentially going to go back as a left back. Desassi is going to come back into the middle for Brentford. So what's happening in the left back with Cucurella, Levi Colwell, Ben Chilwell? So all of this stuff, let me know. Do you guys think there is another exodus? I mean, do you feel Pochettino should have the power to stop some of these? I suppose, we've been rumored in recent times, Conor Gallagher, perhaps, the board wanting to get, looking to sell him. But looks like Pochettino really thinks Conor Gallagher is a key cog. So do you want that power to Poch to say, nah, you're not selling that particular player. He's going to stay. This is what I mean. Like, I've got no issues with Conor Gallagher staying, but I'm just using that as an example. Like, you see someone like Man City, for instance, they don't get emotionally attached with any players. When it's the right time to let go of a player, they let go of a player. Now, I'm not advocating of letting go of Conor Gallagher. I'm just putting an example that, do we want that level of power for Pochettino, who may not always make the right decision when a player needs to go or when a player needs to come in, this, that, the other. He may want a particular player, for instance, like Klopp. Klopp wanted few other players as opposed to Salah. It was the board that got him Salah, and look how Salah has turned out at Liverpool. So, yeah, I mean, a few things to think about, definitely. But yeah, I do think maybe there is going to be another exodus coming up. Elias, I think we'll have a few players leaving. I'd probably just say Chalobah and Martin. Fair enough. Shivendra in the house. Good to see you. Chalobah, Martin in January, and maybe even Gallagher next summer. Who knows? Who knows? It could be. I mean, you look at some of the midfielders that we have lined up in the loans, like Santos, Cassidy. All of these players, they show a lot of promise. Do you know what I mean? Like, Andre Santos shows a lot of promise. It's sad that he's gone to Nottingham Forest, because that's just a rubbish, that's an absolute rubbish loan spell for him. But Cassidy, for example, at Leicester, is killing it. So all of these players, they're going to come back, and yeah, potentially we might have a lot of players that might be surplus to requirements in the midfield. Do you know what I mean? Shubra, someone wants to sell Silva. Wow. Well, I don't think we can sell him as, well, he's got half a year left, right? In January, he'll have half a year left unless he signs another contract extension. You're not going to get much out of selling Silva anyway. And if anything, I want to keep Silva for another season. See if we can give him a contract extension. They will sell for like 50 to 100 million and probably buy for 200 in January. Yeah, look, I mean, looks like we are very keen in buying a striker. So that would potentially mean there has to be some outgoings. Narayan, good to see you, my man. I hope we don't tinker too much with the squad. We need stability and must have a strong core to build chemistry. We don't need to make too many ins and outs. That is true as well. We don't want too many ins and outs, man. I feel like the squad is finally gelling together. We don't need a huge exodus of players, just like what happened in the summer. But I do expect some players to leave. And I think they do need to leave, because you don't want to have certain players stick in the football club who don't get any game time. Like Chalobah, for instance, he doesn't get any game time. Having those kind of players could be detrimental to the group, because they might be sulking. I'm not saying Chalobah is sulking, but they could be sulking. They could bring negative energy. Ian Martin's another one that doesn't play enough. So you do need to look into the prospect of getting rid of players that just don't fit in at all. Have you seen Leicester's manager's take on Cassidy? Now, let me know, brother. Let me know. I've not seen that as yet. Let me know. Spartan FIFA. No, maybe the youngsters for a loan. Marcus, would we sell or loan Broya? What will happen with him? Look, we'll have to wait till the end of the season, I reckon. But I don't want to send him out on a loan on January. If anything, we need him in January because Nicholas Jackson is going to be away for the AFCON. So, and I feel like Poch really believes in Broya. So I can't see this happening, whether he goes. We'll have to wait till the end of the season. If by the end of the season we see that nothing's really happened with Broya in terms of development, then he's potentially going to have to go out on a loan. All right, we're going to slowly wrap things up. I'm going to take a final comment. TRX Pandan, I agree, Miz, and giving Poch power over who gets sold solves that problem, and he will only want to keep players he'll use. Yeah, exactly. And sometimes you cannot be as emotional with, you can't get emotionally attached with the players. David Dutcher Fofana suspended a week. Really sad. Santos loan is a failure. Good for Cassidy and Angelo Gabriel at least. Now, at least some are working out. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you guys have enjoyed this. Smash the like button. We've got nearly 160 of you guys live right now. If we can get to 100 likes, that will be fantastic. And if you're here for the first time, subscribe. Hit the bell notification to stay in touch with all my content. And I shall see you guys for the match review later tonight. I've got PYS coming up, so we'll do a collaboration. And that will be later tonight after the Spurs game. So do look out for that match preview, Chelsea versus Brentford. Until then, ladies and gentlemen, take care. See ya.